So welcome to Zoom Breakout Room 1, as you see at the top of the screen. So my facilitator, my host, my trainer has uh, found a way to put me in Breakout Room 1. They might have done it automatically. They might have assigned me. Usually in my breakout room, there will be other people, but you'll see from the participant number, it's just me. But it's good enough for now to show you what the breakout room looks like. So if you look around your screen, if you look around as you know now, we have the same at the bottom of the screen. We have the same, a bit close, the same mute, stop video, participants, chat, share screen, record with permission, reaction button. Also this, notice that, ask for help. So imagine you've been transported into a breakout room and suddenly you realize, I'm not quite sure what the task is, or maybe I have a question. Then you can ask for help. And when you do that, when you click on that, the small window pops up to say, invite host. You can invite the host to this breakout room for assistance. The host will be invited and will either join or might be helping others. And you'll get a message to say, helping others, please try later. Okay. Notice that whoever is the host can literally jump in at any point, transport themselves, teleport themselves, and they will suddenly appear, which can be a little bit off-putting first time and maybe other times, but just carry on unless your coach, your host, wants to interact, but maybe just needs to observe, would like to observe, much as we might do in a face-to-face breakout room. So that's the ask for help button. What else do you see in the breakout room? Well, actually, it's pretty much the same. You will probably have a task or a question or something to be discussing and working on in the breakout room. And at the end, whatever the time is, whether it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you will go back to the main room. And when you go back to the main room, you probably will either discuss, maybe you put things in the chat, maybe you do video, you have a spokesperson for your breakout room. So it's important to clarify your deliverable for each breakout before you move in there, and your host will clarify that with you. But it might also not just be a discussion. You might want to share and capture information if you're working on a case study or a scenario or some issue. So, for example, what can work well here is for one of the breakout room group. And notice actually you do have your own chat in the breakout room, and that breakout room chat is just for the people in the breakout room, not for the main room. So anything you discuss there, you can kind of make notes from there. Let me close the chat for a minute. But let's share screen. And when you share screen, what you can do, you will see your desktop option where you can show absolutely everything on your desktop, including your messages, your bank account details, your Excel spreadsheets, whatever it might be. So close, if you've got a busy desktop, close stuff down, just keep some documents or some software tools that you want to use. So you might simply have a Word document or a PowerPoint slide or Excel spreadsheet, for example, that you can collaborate on and work on together when you share screen. Whether you're in the main room, where if you look at the annotate video, the using Zoom annotate video, you've seen how to annotate maybe on a slide or whatever's being shown on the slide. When you share screen in the breakout room, you have a whiteboard. So I'm going to share my whiteboard here. And I'm not sure if you will see that, but when you share the whiteboard, the annotate toolbox comes up and you can work together to maybe draw columns of, let's say, pros and cons and maybe risks. And you kind of together capture ideas using the text button, for example. Or if you didn't share the whiteboard, then simply open up a blank PowerPoint slide and create your deliverable so that you save it. And when you go back to the main room, you can share screen again in the main room and then discuss your breakout room output. So I'm going to stop my screen sharing for a moment, come back to the breakout room. I'm not sure if the screen, that share screen captured the whiteboard, But you can try this out because the share screen option is there for you when you join the room at any time. So before your next module, if you want to just try it out, connect to your Zoom room and play a little bit. Try sharing the screen. Share a software tool that you like a lot, that you think this would be helpful for us to work together. And keep playing with Zoom as you do this. So how do we end a breakout room? That's a good point. Well, you could leave the room. There is a leave the room button. But also there are the host, your trainer in this case, can give you messages along the way. They might say something like, remember to think about stakeholder risk, not only situational risk, but how does maybe an option or an idea impact on others in many different ways? Have you thought about that? So the trainer might broadcast that, and if you could see that, there's a little message at the top of my screen from trainer to everyone, remember to think about stakeholder risk. That will stay on the screen for a few seconds, 5-6 seconds, so make a note of it and carry on. Before you go into the breakout room, that's difficult once you're in it, it's good to use your camera, take a picture of any instructions so that you have that on your phone. And if you don't have them, you can always ask through other channels, such as the WhatsApp group that you may be in. What else do I want to say? Yes, I think, oh yes, another way, well, how does the room end? Well, I can do that as the host. I will click a button and a sign will appear on your screen. Breakout rooms will close in 60 seconds, counting down. And as soon as you get that, you can stay there or you can return to the main session. So that was Zoom breakout rooms. They're a very nice feature of Zoom. They work well, and we will use them a lot on certification, so you feel comfortable working in them. Bye-bye for now.